Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the class. No one is late today, so congratulations. Everybody's here, right? I'm here, you're here, everybody's here. Everything is ready for this class, right? Nobody has an excuse tonight because everybody's here, so woo, good job. Nothing is impossible if you try. Nothing is impossible. I like that. I like that. Let's put it there. Nothing is impossible. Woo. Let's say it, guys. Nothing is impossible. Nothing
Nothing.
No.
Nothing
Nothing
is
is
impossible.
It's
impossible.
impossible.
Very good. Hey, but let's say it like we mean it. Everybody, nothing is impossible.
Nothing is
Nothing is
impossible.
impossible.
Oh, at least not tonight. Nothing is impossible. So thank you guys. Welcome to the class. Good evening, everybody. Today's topic is on the indefinite pronoun. In English.
Definite
Okay.
pronoun.
Indefinite
Indefinite
pronouns.
pronouns.
Yeah. What are the indefinite pronouns? Well, indefinite pronouns are, for example, these words.
No.
No one.
No.
Right? Get this one.
Everyone.
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 That's right. Look at this one.
Somebody.
Body.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Look at this one. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Everyone.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Everything.
Everything.
Everything's
Yeah, my friend last year said, Mr. E, everything's gonna be all right. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Okay, next one. Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. Right?
Why? Why?
Nobody.
No,
And
nobody.
nothing. Nothing.
Thing.
Nothing. Okay. So these words are called indefinite pronouns. What are they called, guys? Indefinite.
Indefinite pronouns.
Okay.
Pronouns.
Pronoun.
Definite
So
pronouns.
pronoun. So indefinite. Look, definite is
Definite pronouns.
Definite.
is exact, right? Definite, right? Final, exact. But indefinite, like
Definite.
who knows? Indefinite.
It's not clear.
It's not clear. Thank you. It's not exact. It's not defined. Not particular. It's indefinite. So we say no one, right? No one knows everything. No one. I'm not talking to Carlos or Juan. No. Right? Indefinite. A group. An indefinite group of people, right? Here I'm saying nothing is impossible. I'm not referring to a specific activity, right? Indefinite activity. Nothing is impossible. Nobody, right? Nobody
Wait.
has an excuse. Nobody has an excuse. You understand? So
What?
indefinite person or group. Nobody has an excuse.
Nobody. But
Everything is going to be all right. Everything, right?
everything.
Everything, the house payment, your pregnant wife, right?
No,
Your pet, right?
my bad.
$2 million project is gonna be everything is gonna be okay.
I hope so.
Everything is gonna be okay. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay. Indefinite place. Where
Where?
is a place.
Yes,
Place.
please.
Yeah, place. So
Okay,
everywhere, for example, let's think. McDonald's is
Everywhere.
everywhere. Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Colombia, Mexico, Guatemala, everywhere, right? Everywhere. Very good. Next one. Indefinite, indefinite place. Somebody, right? Somebody. Like
Somebody.
somebody. Does somebody have a pen? Does somebody have a pen? Carlos, Luis, does somebody have a pen? Somebody, you know? And over here we have everyone, everyone in the group, everyone is
Everyone.
happy, everyone is excited, everyone has expectations. Indefinite, indefinite, okay? So that is an indefinite pronoun. So an indefinite pronoun refers to an indefinite group of people or things. You understand? So it's an indefinite group of people or things. That's it. That's an indefinite pronoun. And it's a pronoun. A pronoun. So what is a pronoun? Pronoun means instead of the name. Okay. So remember that the pronoun means instead, right, of the name. That's a pronoun. Instead of the name. Okay. That's a pronoun. Now, today we're going to talk about subject verb agreement. So we've been talking about subject verb agreement when the verb and the subject meet and we add the letter S or no S, right? In this class, we're going to continue with subject agreement, subject verb agreement, right? But how does the subject react when the subject is an indefinite pronoun? So in English, in the simple present tense, we have the subject, the verb, and the object in the sentence. We have to have the subject and the verb agree. They need to agree. They need to agree, right, in number and in quantity, the subject and the verb. In today's class, we're going to explore the case when the subject is an indefinite pronoun. When the subject is one of these, right? So today we're going to explore what happens when the subject is everyone or somebody, right? What is the rule, right? How is the verb going to react when this is in this position here? How does the verb behave? How does the verb react? How do we use the verb and the auxiliaries in English when we have an indefinite pronoun? That's what we're going to do. Okay? Let's take a look at some sentences on the board. Examples on the board. So here we have number one, nothing is impossible. So here, nothing is taking the position of the subject, right? And here we have the verb, is. Nothing is impossible. Number two, everything's going to be all right. So everything is where? In the subject. And look, we have a contraction here.
It's going.
Is. Everything's. A contraction of the verb is. Number three, everybody is coming. So we have everybody in the subject and look at the verb is. Number four, no one knows everything. This is the indefinite pronoun, no one. And look at the verb knows. S form. Number five, singular. Very good. You're noticing. You can share with anyone. Okay. In this example, it's not the subject. It is an object. It is here in this position. Object. Number 6, you can't be everywhere, right? Here it's an object. Find me somebody to love, right? Like Freddie Mercury used to sing. So here, somebody is an object. Number 8, nothing can come between us. Nothing here is a subject, okay? So these are some examples of the indefinite pronouns in a sentence in English. Today we're going to explore these words and how to use them correctly, the grammar, everything that you need to learn about it, okay? Good. You guys ready? Let's start with the definitions in Spanish. I want to show you the meaning in Spanish, okay? All right, very well. Okay, team, let's check out the meaning in Spanish. So we have the category here. Here we have the meaning in English and in our native tongue, Spanish as well. So let's take a look. We'll start with people. We'll start with someone or somebody. What does that mean in Spanish? Alguien. Alguien. So someone and somebody are the same in English, okay? It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. Someone is more formal than somebody, okay? So someone is more like in a contract, formal email, very formal scenario. Somebody is casual, right? Casual, you know, casual.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Next one. Anyone, anybody. What does that mean? Alguien, cualquiera, nadie, en negativo. So anyone, anybody. It's the same. We have anyone and anybody. It's the same. Okay, one is formal, one is less formal. Okay, perfect. Let's continue. No one, nobody. So here we have no one, two words, and nobody. Okay, no one is more formal, like very formal scenario. Okay, and nobody informal. Next, we have everyone and everybody. Same thing. One is formal, the other one is informal. It means todos. All right, everybody good?
Yeah.
You got it? Okay, perfect. So you can go to the table as your reference, and that's for people. Let's move on now to talk about things. Let's talk about things. For things, we have something. What is something?
Algo.
Algo. Then we have anything. What is anything?
Cualquier cosa.
Cualquier
Algo.
cosa.
Anything.
So, you know how you say, you know, are you hungry? Yeah. What do you want to eat? Anything. Hamburger, chicken, anything. Do you understand? Got it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Very good. Next we have nothing. What is nothing?
Nothing. Nada.
Nada. Very good.
Nothing.
And we have everything. What is everything?
Todo.
Todo. Todo. Muy bien. Very good. Now let's talk about places. For places, what do we have? For places, we have somewhere. Right? What is somewhere?
Cualquier lugar.
Algún lugar.
That's right. So my keys are somewhere. Somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere. You understand? Somewhere. Here we have anywhere. What is
Anywhere.
anywhere?
Cualquier lugar.
Cualquier lugar.
Okay.
Cualquier lugar.
Where do you want to go eat? Anywhere.
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 Anywhere. Anywhere.
Okay. Okay, then let's go to estancia. Okay, no, wait, let me think twice. Okay. All right. Now we say nowhere. Nowhere.
Ningún lugar.
Nowhere, right?
Anywhere.
So
Nowhere.
yeah, Yeah, if you have like a teenager, hey, where are you going? I'm going with my friends. No, you're not going anywhere. Nowhere, nowhere, nowhere tonight. Nowhere. Okay,
Nowhere.
good.
Ningún lugar.
And everywhere. What is everywhere?
En todos lados,
Todos
todas
lados.
partes.
Yeah,
En todas
everywhere.
partes.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So like I said, McDonald's is?
Everywhere.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's see. Let's test your memory one more time. Let's practice because this is vocabulary. Okay, guys? Vocabulary.
Okay.
This is important. This is vocabulary for us. All right, let's go. So, in how do you say alguien?
Someone
Someone
or somebody.
or somebody.
Good. How do you say cualquiera?
Anyone.
Anyone, anybody.
Anyone or anybody.
One.
How do you say nadie?
No one.
No
Nobody.
One or
Nobody.
nobody.
How do you
No
say
one.
todos?
Nobody.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Or everybody.
Everybody.
How do you say algo?
Something.
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 Good. How do you say cualquier cosa?
Anything.
Anything.
Very
Anything.
good. How do you say
Anything.
nada?
Nothing.
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 Okay. How do you say todo?
Everything.
Good. How do you say en algún lugar? ¿Algún lado?
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. Very good. How do you say cualquier lugar?
Anywhere.
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 Good. How do you say ningún lugar?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Good.
Nowhere.
How do you say en todos lados, todas partes?
Everywhere.
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 Ah, okay.
Everywhere.
Ready? Let's test your
Everywhere.
memory. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
How do you say alguien?
Someone.
Someone. Somebody.
Somebody.
Oh, very
Somebody.
good. How do you say cualquiera?
Anyone.
Anyone
Anybody.
or anybody.
Good. How do you say nadie?
No
Nobody.
one. Nobody.
Nobody.
No one, nobody. Very good. How do you say todos?
Everyone.
Everyone or
Everybody.
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 Good.
Everybody.
How do you
Anybody.
say algo?
Something.
Sometimes. Something.
Something. Very good. How do you say cualquier cosa?
Anything.
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 Anything. How do you say nada?
Nothing.
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 Good. How do you say todo?
Everything.
Everything.
Excellent. How do you
Everything.
say algún lugar, en algún lado?
Somewhere.
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 Somewhere. Very good. How do you
Somewhere.
say cualquier cosa?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Anything.
Anywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry, cualquier
Anywhere.
lugar. Yeah,
Okay,
cualquier lugar.
anywhere.
Cualquier lugar.
Okay.
Yes. Ningún lugar.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. En todos lados.
Everywhere.
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 Everywhere. We speak English everywhere in the world. Okay. Very good, team. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's take a look at pronunciation. Okay, guys, let's explore a little bit of pronunciation on the indefinite pronouns. We're going to start exploring the correct pronunciation of the indefinite pronoun. Let's get started. Over here, we got a bunch of them. So we're gonna go with this one. Everyone, right? So you're going to write it like this, but you're going to pronounce it like this. Every one. Let's say it, guys. Everyone.
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 Where's the accent?
Every.
Everyone.
Everyone. Here you're gonna say it like this. You're gonna pronounce it again. Every. The O, you're going to change it to a. Ba. D. Everybody. Let's say it. Everybody.
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 So we're not gonna say body. Body. No. Body. How are we gonna say it, guys?
Body.
Everybody.
Someone, you're gonna pronounce it like this. Look, you're gonna say someone. Someone.
Someone.
Someone.
someone.
Somebody.
Okay, here you're gonna say it like this. All right. Let me just write here for you. Okay, so you're gonna say it like this. Some body. Maybe you wanna extend the a for body. Body. Here.
Somebody.
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 Somebody. Somebody.
Somebody.
Body. Re. And the quick D. Re. Somebody.
Somebody.
Somebody. Re.
Somebody.
Bar, but watch this. Ba, re.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Somebody. That's good. Okay, this one over here. Everything. TH. Thing. Okay. So here you're gonna pronounce it like this. Okay. So we're gonna say it like this. Everything. Like this. Everything. Everything. Okay. So don't say everything. No. Everything. Thing.
Everything.
That's perfect. And then we're gonna say, yeah, we got everything. Okay, great. Let's move on to the next one. We're gonna say it. This one over here. Oh, this one is important. We're gonna say nothing.
Nothing.
That's right. So with the correct
Nothing.
pronunciation, you're not gonna say nothing. You're gonna say thing. Oh, IPA. Let's say it, guys. Nothing. Nothing. Everybody, let's say it.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nobody. Right? So you got this one. So you're gonna say no. Oh. No.
Nobody.
Exactly. Ba. D. Nobody. Everybody? Nobody. Okay.
Nobody.
Okay, so D.
Nobody.
Now
Nobody.
you're gonna say no one, 2 words. 2 words.
No.
No one.
No one.
One.
No one.
Yes, but
No one.
Wampa, with energy, you're like, no,
No.
come on. No one.
No one.
It's so
No
comfy,
one.
bro. Wake
I'm
up.
sorry.
Yeah, bro. You're like,
No one.
come
No
on, bro.
one.
No one.
No one.
That's
No
better,
one.
bro. Okay. All right. Good job, bro. You're doing a great job. Okay. Which one? What else do we need? Okay. I think we got, oh yeah. So we go with the any, right? So we go anyone. How do we pronounce this?
Anyone.
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 That's right.
Anyone.
You got it. Here you're gonna say
Anybody.
very good. Bari. Right?
Anybody.
Anybody. Okay. We're missing, let's see, we got, okay, now for the place. We say everywhere. Right? So we say
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
look,
Where?
Everywhere.
Where?
Everywhere.
Anywhere.
that's right. So where, this part like this. Where? Where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Where?
Where?
Where? Open your
Everywhere.
mouth. Open your, abra su boca.
Everywhere.
Where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's right.
Everywhere.
Not like
Everywhere.
everywhere. No, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Good one. I like your pronunciation. All right, let's review. Everybody, are you ready? American accent. Welcome to
Yes, we are.
very good. Welcome to the 1% club. You want to be part of the 1%, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Because 99%, like, medio
I'm looking
pronunciémoslo,
forward.
medio digámoslo, you know, right? 99%, no, right?
I'm
1%.
looking forward.
Okay, let's go, guys. Everybody. Everyone.
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 Everybody.
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 Yeah. Oh,
Everybody.
let's change this one to body. Okay.
Body.
Body. Okay. Over here. Someone.
Someone.
One.
Good. Somebody.
Somebody.
Good. Everything.
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 CH. Everything.
Everything.
Good. Nothing.
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 Good. Nobody.
Nobody.
Body.
No one.
No
No
one.
one.
Anyone.
Anyone.
One.
Anybody.
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 Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Good. You got it. Congratulations. I like your pronunciation. Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. Everyone is doing
Is
a fabulous job. Congratulations. Everyone
Thank you.
is doing a fabulous job. Everything sounds amazing. Everything. Okay. Great. Let's take a 10-minute break and we'll be back
Yes.
with more. Thank you, team.
Thank you, teacher.
Hey guys, welcome to our grammar part on the indefinite pronouns. We've been talking about subject-verb agreement in English. The subject-verb agreement in English is when the subject and the verb agree in number and in class. So today's rule is on the indefinite pronoun, and in this part of the class, we're going to focus on the grammar. We're going to focus on the grammar. And what happens to these words, which are called indefinite pronouns? What happens to the indefinite pronouns, like everything? Indefinite pronouns like everywhere, right? Like nothing. What happens to these words when they are in the place of the subject? When we put them here in the place of the subject. So we say nobody, or we put no one in the place of the subject, like everything, when we place everything here and we use it in the place of the subject. What happens to the verb? How does the verb react? How will the verb be used? How does the verb agree in English when the subject is any of these words? Somebody, for example. So how do these words affect the verb in English? That's what the subject verb agreement is for today. Okay, so let's explore the grammar and some rules. So pay a lot of attention to this part. Okay, so this is going to be the rule. So when the subject is an indefinite pronoun, it takes the S form of the verb in English. It takes the S form of the verb. So in the simple present tense, this verb will take the S form. That means that in order for this to agree, the verb will take the S form. So we'll add S, ES, or if it ends with a consonant Y, we'll add IES to the verb. Okay? So that is what we call the S form of the verb when we have these words. So we have an example here. Everyone is in the team. So here we take the singular S form of the verb to be. The singular S form of the verb to be is the singular form, not are. Are is the plural form, okay? So it is correct to say For example, we say like this. Somebody is, not somebody are. That's incorrect. For example, nobody is. That is correct. Nobody are. No, incorrect. Okay. So we take the S form of the verb. So that's why we say everyone is in the team, or somebody is in the team, or nobody is in the team. So we use the S form of the verb. And for the verb to be, the S form is the verb is. Another example of the S form is this example here. For example, with the verb have, which changes to has in the third person singular. And I'll say, someone has my keys. Someone has my keys. I don't know. Someone has my keys. So here I'm using the S form of the verb have, changes to has. Someone has my keys. Nobody has my keys, right? I could say here, somebody. Hey, somebody has my keys. Who has my keys? Somebody. You understand? So I use the S form of the verb. For example, let me erase this part here. So we'll just put this guy here. So for example, the verb have we have has, the third person singular, and have in the base form. When we have one of these in the subject position, then we use the S form. So I say, no one has, not no one have. That's incorrect. No one has all the answers. You understand? Nobody has. Incorrect, nobody have. That's not right. Everything, right? Everything has a solution. Incorrect, everything have. That's not the S form. We need to use the S form of the verb. Another example, somebody. Somebody has is correct, not somebody have. That is incorrect. Let's take a look at another example. Anybody sees the class. Anybody. You understand? Here we have the verb see in the S form. We add the S. Sees. Anybody sees the class. Somebody sees the class. No one sees the class, right? You should see the class videos, right? Everyone sees the class videos, okay? Now let's take a look at this example. Everything matters. S form. Everything matters. Everything matters. Nothing matters. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Could be. Somebody matters. Somebody matters to me. Yes, my son matters a lot to me. Okay. Now let's talk about the negative tense. The negative tense. So we use auxiliary verbs for the simple present tense. However, look at this rule. We don't use doesn't. So we don't use doesn't. We don't use auxiliaries for the negative tense. Why? We don't use them because the indefinite pronoun already includes the negative tense. So for example, we say, nobody uses the fax machine. Nobody. So I don't use auxiliaries. I don't use the auxiliary doesn't. I don't use it. No, not possible. Why? Because you would have a double negative. So with the indefinite pronouns, nothing, no one, or nobody, for example, they include the negative. So the negative tense is already there. No, the word no. So therefore, because it's already negative, we don't use doesn't. No, no doesn't, no don't, nothing, just nobody. Okay. So let's say, for instance, I would say nobody has a guitar, right? Nobody has a guitar is correct. Nobody doesn't have a guitar is incorrect. This is incorrect. Why? Because you have a double negative. One negative, two negatives, double negative. So this is incorrect. We don't use auxiliaries here for the negative. For the negative tense. Why? Because, like I said, nobody, no one, and for example, nothing already have a negative. So we don't need it. We don't need it. So the negative is included in the package. It's a full package. This is a full package. Okay. We don't need it. Okay. So no, it doesn't. All right. Now let's talk about the questions. When we use questions, when we want to make questions, we use does. So here's an example. Does someone have a pen? Does someone have a pen? When you make a question, you'll use does, the auxiliary verb does, and a pronoun, an indefinite pronoun. For example, let's say, does somebody have a pen? Does somebody have a pen? Right? That works. Or, yeah, does anybody have a pen as well? That could work as well. Okay. So in the question, we use does when you want to ask a question. Okay. So let's take a look at that. So there's no confusion with the auxiliary. So for the question, does, in the question, negative, doesn't, no. Okay. So we'll do it like this. Okay. We'll do it like this. We'll say, for example, like this. Does everything? Does everywhere? Does everyone? Does somebody? Right? Even I could say, does nobody have a pen? I can't believe it. Right? Does no one understand? Does no one understand? I can't believe it. Right? Or I could say, does nothing? Hey, does nothing work here? Yeah. I could do that. No problem. Just as long as I use does. Okay. For example, do in the questions, no, I can't say. That's incorrect. For example, I can't say, do somebody. Nope. Incorrect. Only does. Does somebody. Okay. In the negative, I don't say somebody doesn't. No. Somebody doesn't. No, that's not correct. I use, instead of somebody doesn't is incorrect. I don't do that. I use nobody. Okay. So the negative, nobody. And this, no. So I don't say Nobody doesn't? No, that's incorrect. Nobody doesn't know. Just nobody.
Nobody.
Just nobody. Okay, got it? All right.
Got it.
Let's review the rules. Let's review the rules. Okay, so everybody repeat after me. Indefinite pronouns
Definite pronoun.
Indefinite pronouns
take the
Definite
S
pronoun.
form of the
take
verb
the S
Take
form
the
of the verb
The S form of the verb.
and does auxiliary.
and
Does
does
auxiliary.
auxiliary
For questions, guys, for questions. Yes or no?
For questions.
Yeah, that's
for
right. For
questions.
questions. And then we don't use doesn't
So
We
we
don't
don't use
use
doesn't
We don't use doesn't
in the negative.
in the
Okay.
negative form.
in the negative.
In the negative form. Okay, very good. So let's practice. Everyone is in the team.
Everyone
Everyone is
the team.
them.
Are no, right? Someone has my keys.
Someone has my
my
keys.
keys.
My
Has my
keys.
keys.
Have no.
No.
Has, right?
Has.
Anybody sees the class.
Anybody
Everybody
sees
the
the
class.
class. The class.
Anybody see? No.
Please.
Says
Yes.
third
Is
person.
Everything matters.
everything matters.
Matters.
Todo importa. Todo importa. Everything matters. Grammar,
Yes.
pronunciation, vocabulary, spelling, everything. You understand? Got it? Okay. Over here. Nobody uses the fax machine.
Nobody uses the fax machine.
Good. Question. Does somebody
Does
have a pen?
somebody
Does
somebody have a pen?
someone
Okay.
have a pen?
Ahí no es has, profe.
Nothing happens for a
No.
reason.
Nothing
Nothing happens for a
reason.
reason.
Right? Nothing happens for a reason. Nobody has a guitar.
Nobody has a guitar.
Very good. Okay.
Profe, una pregunta.
Yes, 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 guys. So there you go. Those are the basic fundamental rules. Okay, guys. So that was a very good practice. It was a wonderful time talking to you today about the indefinite pronouns, the words that refer to an indefinite group of people or things. So remember the rule, the general rule in the simple present tenses to make the subject agree. When these words are in the position of the subject, the verb will take the S form of the verb. We'll change it to the S form. In question forms, we'll use the auxiliary does. We don't use doesn't because these words already come with a negative form attached to it. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're able to, I hope everybody understood the class. And if somebody has a question, you can write to me in private. So everybody have a good night. God bless you. See you next
Thank
time.
you. Good night.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye. Good night, team.
Thank you.
Good night.